Welcome back to the channel, Coin Lovers. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting areas of US coin collecting, the wheat penny series. From rare mint marks to special conditions and historic years, these coins have captured collectors' hearts for decades. In this video, we'll reveal the top 5 most valuable wheat pennies you could find in your pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited collections. Some of these have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Let's jump right in. Let's get started. First up, the 1951D wheat penny, especially when found with blackened or damaged surfaces. While the Lincoln Wheat Penny series is already one of the most beloved and widely collected US coin series, the 1951D stands out as a mid-century collectible with its own intriguing story. In this video, we'll uncover its history, unique features, rarity and damaged condition, and how much this coin could be worth at auction in today's market. So stick around, you may be surprised at the value hidden in even worn-out coins. The wheat penny, also called the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and the nation's agricultural roots. By 1951, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of these cents to meet growing demand. The Denver Mint, indicated by the small d below the date, struck over 625 million wheat pennies in 1951. This makes the 1951D a fairly common issue compared to earlier years, but as with all coins, condition, rarity of errors, and collector demand significantly influence value. The 1951D wheat penny carries all the classic hallmarks of the Lincoln wheat design. On the obverse, you'll find Lincoln's detailed portrait with the words "In God We Trust" arching above, Liberty on the left, and the date 1951 followed by a tiny D mint mark. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. A blackened or damaged 1951D penny may show discoloration from environmental factors like moisture, heat, or chemical exposure. This black damage isn't an original mint feature but rather a sign of wear, improper storage, or corrosion. Still, such coins can hold curiosity value among certain collectors and history buffs. As mentioned, the 1951D wheat penny had a massive mintage, so in average circulated grades it's considered common. In pristine, uncirculated or mint state condition, it can fetch decent premiums. However, when we're talking about blackened or damaged examples, the story changes. Collectors generally prize coins with original surfaces and sharp details, so damaged coins lose much of their numismatic premium. That said, there's still a niche demand for unusual-looking coins or those that tell a story about how they were found, especially among beginners or those assembling low-cost sets. A heavily toned or blackened 1951D penny is not rare, but it might still find a buyer if it's part of a bulk lot or if it has an especially eye-catching pattern. In today's auction and retail market, a standard circulated 1951D wheat penny typically sells for 5 to 20 cents. In high-end uncirculated grades, values can climb to $431,000 or more, depending on color and strike quality. For a blackened or damaged 1951D wheat penny, the value drops significantly, usually to face value, 1 cent, or perhaps 5 to 10 cents if a collector wants it for novelty or experimentation. Only exceptional mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks command higher prices, sometimes reaching $123,000 depending on rarity and demand. If you're collecting wheat pennies, focus on condition and rarity. Always look for strong details, original red or red-brown color, and minimal wear. Damaged or blackened coins are great for beginners or for filling album spaces, but they're unlikely to appreciate in value. If you suspect your 1951D wheat penny has an error like a double die, misstrike, or unusual minting feature, have it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even a common coin can become valuable if it has a verified mint error. Store your coins properly in acid-free holders to prevent further damage and preserve their color and detail for years to come. The 1951D wheat penny may not be rare in most conditions, but it remains a piece of living history from post-war America. Even with blackened or damaged surfaces, it's still a reminder of the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint and the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent. While its auction value in damaged condition is low, often just a few cents, it can be a fun addition to a collection or a teaching piece for new collectors. Remember, condition is key, and patience pays off when building a valuable coin collection. Next up, the 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark, specifically in fine condition. While it may not be the rarest coin of the Lincoln cent series, this particular year and type has captured the fascination of collectors for decades. We'll cover its history, unique characteristics, its place in the collector's market, how it performs even in damaged or circulated condition, and most importantly, its current market value in dollars. If you're interested in the world of small coins with big stories, this one is definitely worth your time. The 1955 wheat penny belongs to the Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat ears on the reverse symbolize prosperity and abundance. The year 1955, however, is remembered for more than just another minting of these coins. It was during this year that one of the most famous minting errors in U.S. history occurred, the 1955 double-die obverse penny. Although today we are focusing on the standard no-mint mark penny from Philadelphia, the double die has increased attention and demand for all 1955 wheat pennies. More than 330 million cents were minted in Philadelphia that year, making it a common issue overall, but its association with one of the most famous errors in U.S. coinage has elevated its reputation. The 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny carries the familiar obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln. His profile faces right, with the word Liberty on the left and the date 1955 on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, you'll find two stylized wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum at the top. In fine condition, this coin will show moderate wear, with Lincoln's hair and coat details worn down, and the wheat stalks on the reverse appearing flat but still visible. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that familiar reddish-brown tone that collectors value. Even in circulated grades, many of these coins retain attractive eye appeal due to their copper composition. While the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny is not rare in absolute terms, its collectability is significantly influenced by the fame of the 1955 double-die variety. This connection makes even ordinary 1955 pennies desirable to those who want a type coin from that famous year. In fine condition, it is common, but collectors often seek them out to complete their wheat penny sets. Even when the coin is damaged, whether scratched, bent, or heavily discolored, it still holds value to beginners and bulk buyers because of the year's popularity. Dealers often group them in rolls or lots, knowing collectors will still pay a premium just to have a piece of 1955. In short, while not rare, the coin's story drives demand, even in less than perfect condition. When it comes to actual value, a 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition typically sells for around 10 to 25 cents on the open market. In very fine or extremely fine condition, values rise closer to 50 cents to $1, and in uncirculated condition, prices can climb to several dollars, especially for coins with original luster. The true star of the year is, of course, the double-die obverse version, which can fetch thousands of dollars even in low grades, but the regular issue is far more affordable. At auction, rolls of circulated 1955 pennies often sell for $122,000 per 50 coins, and individual fine condition coins can sometimes reach the $1 mark if sold to the right collector. The appeal is less about rarity and more about historical and collector demand. For collectors, the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny is a great and affordable addition to a Lincoln cent collection. If you're just starting out, this coin offers history without breaking the bank. Always check carefully to ensure it's not the double-die obverse, as even faint doubling can significantly increase its value. When buying in bulk, look for coins with minimal damage and clear dates, as these will hold more value over time. It's also worth paying attention to toning. Natural reddish-brown coins tend to attract more collectors than coins that have been cleaned or artificially polished. Finally, store your wheat pennies properly, away from humidity and chemicals, since copper coins are prone to corrosion if not preserved correctly. In summary, the 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition is not a rare or high-value coin by itself, but its historical significance makes it a must-have for Lincoln cent collectors. With an average market value of around 10 to 25 cents, it is an affordable entry point into coin collecting, yet still tied to one of the most legendary minting years in U.S. history. Whether in pristine condition or showing years of circulation, This coin tells a story that resonates with collectors worldwide. So if you happen to find one in your change or inherit one from a family collection, hold on to it. It's a small piece of American history that continues to capture the hearts of numismatists everywhere. Next up, the 1954 wheat penny with the D mint mark. This coin might seem like just another old penny to the untrained eye, but for collectors, its historical background, minting details, and condition play a big role in determining its worth. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the 1954 D wheat penny in fine condition, including its rarity, unique features, collector demand, and how much it can fetch at auction in dollars. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and agriculture. By 1954, the coin had already been in circulation for over 4 decades and had become a staple of everyday American currency. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced a large number of Lincoln cents that year. More than 251 million 1954 D wheat pennies were minted, making it a common coin in its time, but condition, historical significance, and collector interest can greatly affect its present-day value. The 1954 D wheat penny stands out with its classic Lincoln wheat cent design. On the obverse, you'll find a sharp image of Abraham Lincoln facing right, the word liberty to his left, and the date 1954 with the D mint mark just below it on the right side. Above Lincoln's head sits the motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the coin retains the original wheat ear design with 1 cent boldly centered, United States of America just below, and the phrase E pluribus unum at the top. When in fine condition, details such as Lincoln's cheekbone, jawline, and the wheat stalk's edges are still visible but slightly worn from circulation. This balance between wear and remaining detail makes the fine grade attractive for budget-conscious collectors. While the 1954 D wheat penny is not considered extremely rare due to its high mintage, condition plays a critical role in its desirability. Fine condition coins are relatively easy to find, but once damage like heavy scratches, corrosion, or discoloration sets in, the value drops significantly. However, even damaged or heavily circulated 1954 D pennies can attract interest from beginner collectors or those assembling bulk sets of Lincoln cents. Because the coin is a mid-century issue from the Denver Mint, it still holds nostalgic appeal for many collectors and history enthusiasts. Rare errors or variations, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can also significantly boost the coin's value even in lower grades, and in today's market, a 1954 D wheat penny in fine condition typically sells for $431,000 in everyday transactions between hobbyists. However, at auctions or coin shows, where collectors are seeking specific grades to complete their sets, the price can edge a bit higher, sometimes reaching up to $1 or more if the coin has exceptional eye appeal for its grade. Damaged or heavily worn examples usually trade closer to face value or just above it, at their $114,000. On the other hand, if you discover a rare mint error on a 1954 D penny such as a double die obverse or dramatic off-center strike, the value can skyrocket, with some error coins selling for hundreds of dollars at specialized auctions. If you're interested in collecting the 1954 D wheat penny, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always check for mint errors, as even a common coin can become highly valuable if it has a striking flaw. Second, store your coins properly. Use coin flips, albums, or airtight holders to protect them from moisture and further wear. Third, focus on eye appeal. Even in fine condition, coins with original color and minimal spots will command higher prices. Lastly, research recent auction results to stay updated on the market trends, as demand for Lincoln cents has been steadily growing with younger collectors entering the hobby. The 1954 D wheat penny may not be one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever minted, but its classic design, historical roots, and affordable price make it a must-have for any collector building a comprehensive set. In fine condition, it provides an accessible entry point into the world of coin collecting, while mint errors or exceptional examples can surprise you with significant auction values. Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand your collection, the 1954 D wheat penny is a small but meaningful piece of American history that continues to hold its charm and its place in numismatics. Next up, the 1956 D wheat penny in circulated fine condition. This small but iconic coin is a favorite among collectors, not just because of its classic design but also because of its interesting place in numismatic history. We'll be exploring its background, its unique features, its rarity in damaged or worn condition, current market values, and some practical tips for collectors who are looking to add this piece to their collection. The 1956D wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin replaced the Indian head cent and became one of the most recognizable pieces of U.S. coinage. The wheat design on the reverse, featuring two stylized wheat stalks, symbolized prosperity and growth in America. By 1956, the wheat penny was nearing the end of its run. Just 3 years later, in 1959, the reverse design would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which produced over 1.1 billion of these cents that year, a massive number even by mid-20th century standards. Even though the 1956D wheat penny was produced in large quantities, it still has distinctive characteristics that collectors look for. It is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich reddish-brown color typical of pre-1982 pennies. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" arching above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1956 with the D mint mark to the right. The reverse side displays the words 1 cent and United States of America, surrounded by two curved wheat ears, along with the motto E pluribus unum at the top. Coins in circulated fine condition often show noticeable wear on Lincoln's hair and jawline, and the wheat stalks on the reverse may appear flattened or faint, yet these signs of circulation give the coin a story and authenticity. With over 1 billion minted, the 1956D wheat penny is not considered rare in higher grades. However, what makes it intriguing is that many coins from this period entered heavy circulation and show signs of wear, environmental damage, or discoloration. Collectors often prize examples that are evenly worn but free of major scratches, corrosion, or bending. In damaged or heavily circulated condition, these coins may not be rare, but they are still sought after by entry-level collectors who are building complete wheat penny sets. Furthermore, error coins such as double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes from the 1956D issue can be extremely valuable, even in circulated condition, and add an element of surprise when sorting through old pennies. When it comes to value, the 1956D wheat penny in circulated fine condition is generally considered affordable. Most examples in fine to very fine grade sell for around $625,000 each, slightly above face value but still accessible for casual collectors. In better grades, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, the price can rise to 25 cents or more, depending on the coin's eye appeal. However, high-grade mint state specimens with full red luster can fetch several dollars apiece, sometimes reaching $516,000 or more. Rare error varieties from the 1956D issue can command hundreds of dollars at auction, with some striking anomalies bringing in even higher bids if they are authenticated and certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. While a circulated fine example may not break the bank, it still holds historical and sentimental value for collectors. If you're interested in collecting the 1956D wheat penny, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, always examine coins carefully for errors or unusual features. These can dramatically increase the coin's worth. Second, store your coins properly to prevent further damage. Even in circulated condition, keeping pennies in a protective holder or album can maintain their current state and appeal. Third, consider building a full wheat penny set from 1909 to 1958. The 1956D is an essential part of that collection and an easy starting point for beginners. Finally, when buying or selling coins, use reputable dealers or online auction platforms, and check completed sales rather than asking prices to get a realistic sense of current market trends. The 1956D wheat penny in circulated fine condition may not be the rarest coin in the numismatic world, but it carries a rich legacy as part of America's most iconic cent series. With its classic Lincoln and wheat design, its place in the final years of the series, and its affordability for collectors of all levels, this coin remains a staple of coin collections across the country. Whether you're hunting for rare error varieties or simply enjoying the history embedded in each piece, the 1956D wheat penny offers an accessible and rewarding glimpse into U.S. coinage history. If you're building your collection or just starting out, this coin is a perfect way to connect with the past without spending a fortune. Next up, the 1956 wheat penny with no mint mark. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but its history, design, and collector appeal make it a fascinating piece of US coinage. In this video, we'll explore its background, unique features, rarity, and its current market value in fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is a coin you'll want to know about. The 1956 wheat penny belongs to the beloved Lincoln Wheat Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By the 1950s, these coins were already a staple of everyday American commerce. The no mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on coins at that time. In 1956, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these cents, making it one of the more common dates within the wheat penny series. The 1956 wheat penny features Victor David Brenner's iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. You'll notice the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, along with the date 1956 on the right. On the reverse, the classic wheat ears flank the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. While these design elements are standard for the series, a coin in fine condition still retains much of its original detail, especially on Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Although the 1956 no mint mark wheat penny is not considered rare compared to earlier dates, condition plays a critical role in its desirability. In fine condition, it's still relatively affordable, but collectors often seek higher grades such as extremely fine or uncirculated for greater investment potential. Damaged or heavily worn examples are common, but they still hold interest for beginner collectors who want an authentic piece of mid-20th century US history without spending much money. It's a perfect entry-level coin for those building a full Lincoln Cent SETS of today. The 1956 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition typically sells for $114,000 in the retail market, slightly above face value. In circulated but better than average grades, it can fetch closer to 15 cents. However, at auction, coins in pristine, uncirculated red condition with original mint luster have been known to sell for $122,000 or more, depending on eye appeal and grading certification. This shows that while the coin is common in circulated grades, superb examples still bring premium prices. If you're looking to add a 1956 wheat penny to your collection, aim for the best condition you can afford. Look for coins with minimal wear, strong strike details, and no corrosion or discoloration. Certified examples from PCGS or NGC can help ensure authenticity and grade accuracy. It's also a great idea to keep an eye out for potential errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, as these can significantly increase value. For beginners, even a fine condition example is a great, inexpensive way to start your Lincoln Wheat Cent set. The 1956 wheat penny with no mint mark may not be the rarest coin in the Lincoln series, but it remains a nostalgic and historically significant piece of US coinage. In fine condition, it's an affordable and accessible entry point for new collectors, while higher grade specimens can offer exciting value at auction. Whether you're in it for the history, the hunt, or the potential investment, this coin deserves a spot in any well-rounded collection. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more in-depth looks at coins that shaped American history.